Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
Welcome to another edition of Send It Mate podcast, coming to you on location today.
Yeah, live from the middle of nowhere.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Josh.
Hainesy.
Jesus, he's like, shit, I'm waiting for my cue.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We have a stand-in today for Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. We have the one and the only, and Josh Haynes.
Welcome. How are you?
Yeah, good. And we also have a bit of a special guest for you tonight. That was a bit of a spur of the moment. We got a bit lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, should we introduce our guest?
We should.
Well, me, you.
Yeah, no, you can
Someone
do it.
has to. Far out.
You're the
What are
one
we doing
talking.
here? Might be on location. We're not on holiday. Anyway, we've got Beth Nicholls from Wild Deer Mag. How are you, Beth?
Good, guys.
Thanks
for
com-
inviting me.
Yeah, no dramas. Thanks for coming on.
Not like you really had a choice. You like rocked up and like, no, you want to do a podcast? Yep. I can't really say no now.
Oh, well, let's be honest. If you didn't come on tonight, then we'd all be in here being noisy and probably keeping you awake. So,
True.
And we'd probably have more drinks than what we should. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Are you really thanking me for that?
I am definitely.
Yeah, all right.
You still a
You
headache,
can
though.
shoot straight tomorrow then.
Yep. Don't really want to wake up hungover. Not while we're out here anyway.
yeah, we're all together for a bit of a hunt. Haynes has been kind enough to get us all out for a hunt. So it's been awesome so far. I've been down here for 2 days. Beth arrived today. Josh has been on
I'm just
and
going to
off.
live here.
We're moving.
Not leaving,
in.
yeah.
Well, I think we already have.
Yeah. Went 3 days without meat, mate.
Oh, we had a really nice meet tonight. We Josh shot a red the other day, and we had it hanging up, and we bandsaw it up today in some chops, and she was pretty on point.
And your fellow.
Oh, and the fallow was really good as well.
Yeah. Bone in, mate. Only way to do it.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
That's the animal bone. You leave it on the meat.
Thanks for clarifying.
Thanks, mate. You are taking over Ryan's position tonight, so you got to bring a bit of that. So thank you.
That's all right.
Beautiful. All right. Well, what we'll do now is get to know Beth a little bit better. So we'll roll through our standard questions. Beth, you ready?
Why not?
Beautiful. All right. First one, easy one. Where are you from?
I am from Bensdale in Victoria.
Barnsdale.
Not
Mate, you're saying it wrong.
No. Say it like the locals do. You can tell you're an out-of-towner. It is definitely
Maybe Ben was
Bensdale.
from a barn.
Maybe.
And his mate was Dale.
He's quick. He's witty. He's on par.
Is it Scottish? Like the origin of it, like as in bairn as in baby, the Scottish.
Look, let's go with that because I have no clue. Your guess is as good
That's
as
what I'm
mine.
thinking. I mean, I do have Scottish heritage, so I do remember some grandparents saying, "Oh, the wee bairn."
It's a beautiful town, actually. I have a mate that lives there. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, picturesque. Very
Yeah,
pretty.
I love
Awesome
it.
hunting.
Yep. Yeah. You got the lake out the front. You got the mountains behind the town. It's. What else can you want? Love it.
Pretty much. You always been there, or
No, I was born in Wagga Wagga, New South.
Oh, that's your first problem.
Can't
I
kick
told you
under
there
this
was
table,
something
can I?
going on.
Yep. No, we moved from the country lifestyle and cattle farming when I was about 7 and moved to the coast in Meetung, which is about half an hour from Bensdale. And that was really good. I enjoyed that as a kid. And then, yeah, lived in Bensdale, went to uni in Geelong, and then came back to Bensdale.
wow, like as in, did you commute to uni or did you live in Geelong?
No, I lived in Geelong.
That's
Melbourne
a-
was too scary, so I went to Geelong.
That's a
and
fair
then
drive.
would drive from Geelong back to Bensdale on holidays.
Wow.
I was going to say, that'd take a while every day, mate.
Nah, not it. Yeah, you wouldn't want
You'd
to do it
have a
every
chopper.
day.
No way.
You need a chopper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hectic.
So just walk out the back and no.
Best back.
Yeah, I wish.
So, do your folks left farming to farming
No.
Bairnsdale?
Say the word. Say the word. You can say it.
Oh,
Come on,
you
you can
nearly
do it.
had it. Try again.
Bairnsdale,
There we
that's
go.
I'm dyslexic, all right. Leave me alone.
Two of us here.
I'm screwed. Far out.
50-50 ratio. It's not good.
But yeah, did they go back into farming or they like leave up farming altogether?
No, they left farming altogether.
Oh,
So
right.
Dad had done it his whole life, and we had family holidays in Nungurna with my mum's folks. And yeah, they decided they wanted that coastal lifestyle and sold up and
Yeah.
moved to Meetung. And yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm glad they did because I had a ball. It was good.
Good
Yeah.
upbringing. Nice one. All right, let's keep it rolling. What's your favourite food?
Favourite food? Look, lamb cutlets are pretty hard to pass.
Oh, so you are shitting on my red deer.
Actually, no, your red deer tonight trumped the cutlets. It actually took me by surprise. I don't know if it's because I ate it first or but no, they were better, I reckon. Tonight they were.
Yeah.
That was.
But then I've never had red deer either though, so
Ah.
there you go.
Right. Lamb's pretty good though.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
Well cooked by the chef too.
It was outstanding.
He's on it.
Dad joke of the year.
If you're going to roll out with a few of these, I'll roll out with this. If you got any more, I'll hit that, all right?
That's awesome.
Cool. All right. Yeah, very good. Can't go wrong with lamb. Easy one. All right. What was your first job?
My first job was on $5 an hour at a bakery in Meetung. And I was about 12 or 13, I think.
Wow.
Yep.
$5 an hour.
Yep.
At a bakery,
That's how
just
much?
Serving or baking?
Nah, serving.
Serving.
That's how much a pie is now. Pie an hour.
True.
Sweet. All right. Easy one. If you could trade places with anyone in the world, who would that be?
That's a tough one. I actually don't know that I want to trade places with anyone
That's a
because
fair
I'm,
answer.
I'm pretty happy in my own skin, pretty happy doing what I'm doing,
Yep.
making the most of it, and I enjoy it. So I don't think I'd really want to trade places with someone. Someone might look like they're having a better life, but you just don't know what's going on. So I'm happy with mine.
I don't know. If I was Kerry Packard, I'd probably be loving life.
I mean, it doesn't have to be permanently. Maybe just for a day.
Yeah.
So you could be a billionaire for a day. Do whatever you want.
Could be male or female. We've covered this already early tonight. It's
Look, it might
2021.
sound corny, but money,
Would
I
not
don't know,
change a
buying a super great cars or getting flown everywhere. There's opportunities that I'd want to have in my life, like to be able to go and hunt moose or elk or like wolves or whatever it might be. But I can still do that in my own life, in my own skin.
Yeah,
Know my boundaries,
that's
know
a
what I'm
good
good
outline.
at,
fair enough.
have my own
She's content,
crap.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Genuinely
That's
content.
you're the first person that said that, actually. What? No.
Would not change
Yeah.
a thing. All right, well, we won't probe further then. Next question. Do you have kids?
No, I don't have kids.
She's looking after 3 now.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anytime soon, do you reckon? Or
Oh, you got to be ready for them.
Yeah,
Kids
100%.
are such a big thing. They're going to turn your life upside down. And we're just not in that position where we want to do that yet. So,
Yep. Fair enough.
yeah, guess we'll see.
She's happy in her own skin.
Thanks for pointing that out. I had no idea. Good spotting.
Cool. All right. What is the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
That's happened in the last year. That happened when I got my biggest sambar stag yet. We were hunting pretty insane mountains and we got right up to bluffy cliffs. Shot my stag, went to retrieve it, got it, went to go back down those cliffs. And it looked like you could easily get back down in the path that we took. You had to sort of slide down to get like halfway down the rocky ledge. And it was just a sheer drop, like maybe, it'd have to be over 5 meters, enough to make you go,
Yeah.
saying something you probably shouldn't be saying on a podcast. But yeah.
This is
so,
a safe space. You can say whatever you want on this one.
yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. And it was bloody terrifying. We couldn't climb back up. We had, pretty heavy packs on. There was probably the standard size of what your family's table would be, flat but angled vertically of a rock face between where we were standing and where we'd want to be standing. And it was covered in moss. So there's the drop, there's that mossy rock, and there's the tiniest groove, and you got big hiking boots on. And that's the only groove that you could hold, like get your foot into to get across. Mm-hmm. And I was terrified. And a lot of my, a lot of my fears or whatever wakes me up at night if I need to wake up or I've been asleep for too long will be like falling off cliffs. So this was up there. But yeah, I was up there with my husband and we knew that was the only way across. So yeah, knowing what I know about the human body, I knew that the more nervous I was, the more locked up I'd be, the less movement you'd flow. So I pictured grass just underneath that rocky ledge as best I could, psych myself up, shoved my boot in there, grabbed onto whatever little thing I could grab, pictured grass and just went across.
Yeah, wow.
And then tried to not die from a heart attack from going across it, feeling pretty glad. And Baden made it across too, and we actually didn't keep walking. We stopped for a second because that was a lot of adrenaline. That was a pretty big thing, and I'm glad we made it across. So that was the most dangerous thing I've done. And if I saw another stag up on that bluffy cliff, I would not shoot it. I would not go back up that after what we did.
Hunting Victoria ain't no southeast paddock, guys. She's steep, dangerous country.
Oh, hang on, mate. You've nearly killed 3 people in there. That's in a week.
That's just from walking too quickly.
Yeah, should I have come here tonight?
Far out. No, it is true.
Yeah, wow. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I don't know. You're going to have to skip that one. I can't think of anything that comes to mind, and I'd want to do it justice.
All right.
So-
Well, let it ruminate
Yeah.
for the rest of the podcast, and we'll come back to it. Done deal. All right. What's your most treasured possession?
My sense of humour. I reckon if I've lost that and I can't giggle my way through my day even when it's turning to crap,
Pretty cool.
I reckon it's going to be pretty hard yakka. So that's something I really don't want to lose.
That's a cracker answer.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the better answers we've had.
Yeah. Probably, and I'd agree. Sense of humour can get you through a lot, can't it?
Oh, yeah, you have to laugh or you'll want to cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Or shit
You might
both.
laugh and cry at the same time. Yeah, that too, yeah.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
No,
Remind me to bring a diaper tomorrow.
Wait, you've got him?
Do I have to answer that question? No.
She hasn't had kids.
Boy, you're learning so much tonight.
yeah, wow. No, I really like that answer. Well, should we enforce the rules, Josh, in terms of what is your most treasured possession?
Yes, we should. It has to be materialistic. We've asked everyone this.
Because a lot of people go, oh, my partner or my kids is my most treasured possession.
Yeah.
But material possessions, which might be hard because it sounds like you're not very materialistic, but
No, because like most of the materialistic stuff you can replace.
true.
And I don't really have any like family heirlooms or anything that I'd want to pass along to kids or. But I hate being cold and I love this jacket, so
There you go.
that's about it at this point in time. Yep.
That is simple. You're mapping out a good display of who you are, actually. Yeah, there's some deep answers there.
Oh, good. And I'm an open book, so
That's the way. All right.
A jacket.
yep. Pretty simple. That's it.
Sorry.
Took one off
Happy
that
days. I'm
sheet.
warm. Yep.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. We've had a lot of people, like, say their car or their rifle or anything. Was there anything else particularly interesting?
Oh, yeah, boat. Yeah. apart from
Oh,
that.
their grandfather's war medal. Like, but that's a bit in a start.
I just thought of another one. I love music.
Yeah.
So phone or any sort of device where you can play like your Spotify or your music.
I've seen your phone.
Oh, but do I have to
throw
tell
it or
them how
come
bad
back.
it is?
You're going to have to explain that for
Yep.
everyone.
Yeah, I'm definitely rough on gear. So my Oppo at the moment is smashed all over the
What the
back
hell's
of the
an
phone.
Oppo?
An Oppo is actually one of the highest competing phones against Samsung.
You
So
could
it's
have just bought an
Android.
Apple and then like you'd be
Apple?
like,
Oh,
yeah.
Rubbish. No,
Best
can't
security.
Do it. No way.
I
no.
like how she said highest competing phone against
Yeah.
Samsung.
yeah.
It's not hard.
Well,
One Nokia 3310.
Dug up 2 years ago beats that.
no, look, I just couldn't do an Apple phone. That didn't even come to mind that they're even competing against Samsung. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's had a hard life. So yeah.
It's bowed. It looks like a boomerang.
Yep, it's also burnt. Yeah, it is. Yep. But
Yeah.
it's worked. It's been dropped off a lot of different places and sat on and smushed and it's still going. So
Yeah.
happy days.
Oh, there's one for, what was it? Apes? Apes?
Apes.
What was it?
Oh, my
I don't know,
gosh.
mate. What do you mean?
Your
Elaborate.
Phone, your phone.
No,
brand.
we evolved.
Oppo.
Oppo. Righto.
Apes. You've rolled with apes.
Yeah, Oppo. Apes, Oppo, something. I don't know.
I think he needs an Oppo.
Yeah. I need a beer.
Operation.
I've never heard of it before. Not once.
Yeah, well, when I first seen it, I was like, I'm not getting one of them. It's bent, it's broken.
No, that's just.
It's actually a flip phone, mate.
It's just seized in the open position. That's why it looks bent.
Oh, dear.
Very good. Very
You
good.
didn't find it, did you?
Sorry,
You didn't find that phone.
this one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is the first
Yeah.
time I'm seeing it. It is a
so-
banana.
It is.
It's I've smushed it a lot, so it's a bit bent. Works like a treat, but the back of it's just like properly smashed.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And still
that
goes.
back on.
So yeah, I know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
back
Put the
cover's probably
case-
keeping it back together.
the case
like
is holding it
keeping it
together.
together.
Having said that, that case doesn't look like much of a case.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even have a screen protector on it. So this phone is genuinely had a flogging and it's been dropped so many times. Like
How old?
a year, which is good for me because I went through 4 Samsungs in a year.
What?
And they had proper hard cases and screen protectors and everything. Not even kidding. I never throw my phone, ever.
Get yourself a life-proof case. That thing's indestructible.
I can't get a life-proof case for an Oppo.
Look
Oh,
like
don't
yeah,
make it
yeah,
yet.
because no one knows about it, mate.
They do now. They do now. I'm telling you, it's not apes, it's Oppo now, you know.
go and buy a brand new phone, slimline, put a Oppo, well, what you say it was? A life-proof case on it. It looks like a shoebox. That's how big they are.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You're not wrong.
It's pretty intense.
It's not
Actually,
slim.
I've tried the life-proof case from my mates and it's not responsive with your fingers really easily on the screen.
Oh, that's
I didn't
'cause-
have a good
Chinese
time with it.
knockoff. Oh, it's probably not made for it. For the,
Chinese knockoff.
for the
It was
terrible-
genuine.
Genuine?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one's heard of Oppo. So.
It wasn't on an Oppo. At least you got the name right this time. I'm impressed.
Oppo's from eBay, I think.
Hey?
Oppo's from eBay.
Oh, sounds like it's from the bin. Sorry. Let's move on.
I love of all things you've just decided to pick on our phone.
Oh, mate.
If you guys seen it, you would understand.
You have seen it.
Yeah.
No, the people.
He's on it, isn't he?
Zero filter.
Oh, dear.
No, that's why we like it. All right. Recommend a movie to us, Beth.
I just watched The Adam Project and I thought it was pretty good.
It was clever, wasn't it? Very clever.
Yep. Good actors.
Fell
Twisted
asleep
plot.
half an hour in.
Netflix,
He
Hainesy,
fell
you heard of
asleep
that?
halfway in.
I don't watch much TV, but Adam Project, is it good, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I
it's
enjoyed it.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
on it.
Reynolds, you can't go
Pretty-
wrong with
pretty
Ryan
good.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a
Ryan
fun. He's a
Reynolds.
funny dude. he's a funny dude.
Just a little snippet. What's it about? I want
Not to give
watching
too
it.
much away.
So
I don't want to give too much away. This is the thing. You recommend a movie, but you don't tell them the whole plot.
no, ruin it for everybody.
But it's got a bit of time travel in it.
Travel, yeah.
And there's a bit of stuff that's happened. And there's a chance to change it. But there's so much more that goes into it. I just don't want to give it up.
That's perfect.
I mean, that's pretty much the main reason. If you could time travel, you'd go back and change things.
No shit.
Otherwise,
Sherlock.
what's the point of
I don't know that I would. At this point in time in my life, I wouldn't go back and change it. Because
Because you're so comfortable in your own skin.
all the crap times have made you who you are. They do. They like you can't be who you are today.
Yeah, but some crap times.
Mate, you've had more crap times than I have. I've had some of the things, so I understand. But where I'm at with the life that I've had, I don't think I'd go back and change things because it's got
Understandable.
me to where I am.
Shape-
And you lot,
shaped you.
so
Yeah, understand.
What happened shapes you, I reckon.
Yeah.
We actually had this conversation today in the car while we went and quickly nipped down to the pub. But coming back from the pub and we were talking about would you change anything in your life? And,
Oh,
you,
there
said,
you go. Yep.
you said no.
Life experiences and whatever else.
Oh, no. We were talking about being 18 versus the age we are now.
No, that was around the fire last night.
My God, you two. We were sitting at the tavern, eating our lunch outside, and we were talking about how old we are now and being able to go back to be 18. But what we'd want is not to be 18 with 18-year-old wisdom, but to be 18 with 35-year-old wisdom and have all the life experiences.
Yep, I remember. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, we got there eventually. Look, we took the long road, but we got there. With all three of us, we got one good brain. So.
Because
there's four of us here, though.
The conclusion of that was,
I think it's
what I remember, was if you were 19 with the mindset now, you'd be, Caleb said, he's really smart and you'd be able to advance against the rest. But I said, give it 5 years, you'd be bored.
Because there's nothing to learn. Well, there's not as much to
because
learn.
you'd be ahead of everyone else and then have a good time for 5 years and then what? Everyone's caught up.
I put it like this: like I wish when I first joined the army, I was very young, and pushing through tough times was physically it was like demanding, obviously, but mentally, your brain would be like, "Oh, just quit this and that," and there would be that little songbird in your head. And but now being older, I know that everything has an end. So it's like, no matter how much it sucks, you just sort of can push through, and you just know it, and you just seem to do it.
Yeah, you just get into it.
Yeah, that would have been nice to, I guess, realise at a younger age, because all those little thoughts and things in your head stop you from reaching your full potential. I think, well, physically anyway. And mentally, I guess.
I agree.
they play together too, though, the physical and the mental.
Oh, yeah.
They do. But physicals, pain's no one's ever died from pain. So pain is pretty easy to push through.
I think that's
Are you sure no one's died from pain?
No, well, you can go into shock, yeah.
Well, that would
pain-
cause you to die, wouldn't it?
Yes, but shock will cause you to die, but not pain.
Yeah, but I think
Really?
shock also blindfolds what's currently happening, and then you go after. That was my experience.
What do you mean go after? What happened to you?
Well, you go into shock, and then I think like your mind and your brain and that shuts that part off, and you don't realise that you've gone out of that and passed away and then come back because of the shock.
Geez, you've had a hard time at some point, haven't you?
Look at him.
Brutal.
So that was when you guide 2 clowns around? No.
That was quick. That was good.
That's just like from my experience back when I got stabbed, like I said previously in my other podcast, you know, and I feel the shock blindfolds your memory so you don't remember that. Otherwise it'll kind of torture you or haunt you a little bit.
Yeah, there's heaps of dudes that have been shot and they're like, I didn't feel it. Your brain just switches it off. Just like,
Yeah.
I don't feel it. They try to walk or they've been shot in the leg or something and try to walk and suddenly their leg just doesn't work and then they realise. Yeah. And then when they visually see it, then the pain hits.
So you die.
I agree with that. I had a car accident at 18. Didn't know I was hurt at all. Managed to get out of the car. Managed to call for help. It was only when someone rocked up, saw how bad the car was, saw me and said, "Are you okay?" that I realised, oh, I can't really turn my neck. Oh, wow, taking a breath in. Wow, that really hurts.
Yeah,
then you kind of turn to crap.
Yeah, that's because of the shock.
But shock will get you out, and shock and adrenaline will get you out of pretty hard situations without knowing how messed up you are.
I've had some tough guiding occasions lately.
Yes.
And when I spoke to the nurse with Martin's situation, she said he's in major shock, and that's why he shut down and couldn't communicate. And he probably won't remember half of what happened on that first day because of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true you can't speak or think properly when you're in shock.
Yep.
Yep.
But when you're on the outside and you don't realise that until you hear it, and you go, well, that makes sense. Yeah, the poor bugger was actually pretty shocked.
Yeah, well, you could tell with Martin actually because his skin went like pale and he was like I was checking his pulse at one stage and he was cold and clammy, and I'm like, oh, he's not doing well. That's when I thought it was serious. Before then, I was like, oh, just get over it, mate. Yeah.
You don't know you're in shock when you're in shock though, because when they bailed me into that ambulance after that car accident, they were piling on blankets. They said, "Are you cold?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Okay," and they put like another 3 blankets on me, and I'm like, "I'll get hot." They're like, "Oh, okay," and they put another 3 on me.
Yeah.
Did not get hot the whole way to the hospital.
Yeah.
Got to the hospital, I could barely breathe, couldn't turn my neck, and the nurses were fussing around my feet.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Why are you fussing around my feet?" Like they're all together. Like it was because I was in shock, and they're worried about circulation. They were trying to warm them up.
You had
Like,
no shoes
you
on
don't
as well.
know. Yeah. You don't know you're in shock. You have no idea.
Well, that's like Martin when we got back. He's like, "I'm cold."
Yeah.
I'll put a jumper on, man. You got a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
But because
It's
he
good
was
he
in
recognised
shock.
it.
Yeah, but we ask him questions and how you feeling and stuff like that, and then he let us know. And it's like, well, you need to get warm.
And most people though, you know, if they're cold and like they can say out loud, oh, I'm cold, and then there was like this distinct pause and Josh is like, go put a jumper on. Mate, what are you doing? Just like, what, you want us to put it on? Like at this stage the severity of his injuries weren't apparent, so
Yeah, but we didn't realise that because he wasn't communicating.
that too. Yeah. And you're right, you sort of can't communicate and yeah. Gets all 7 shades of shit pretty quick. But the car
I guess you
accident,
guys learned a few things then, like about what it looks like when someone's in shock or what to do or
I've
like
seen
what happens.
plenty of people
like,
in shock, but
true.
it's more just like I think it's the situation the situation where it happened didn't seem like it was dire. It was like, okay, you're coughing, cool. So there was no like emphasis put on it. Like
yeah,
how bad it was.
internal, you wouldn't have.
We should probably clarify he hasn't got an injury as a result of hunting with Hainesy. It's more than likely something pre-existing.
Yeah, it was serious.
Why do you look so ashamed right now?
Because that was one
I
out
felt
of
pretty
3.
bad. I must admit, I did my best to care for him.
Yeah,
And it wasn't nice to have a mate come down and then leaving under those circumstances because it's supposed to come down here, be fun and have a good time, and ended pretty quick.
Oh, look, I still think he had a good time. I think, it
Oh,
just,
100%, but just to leave in an ambulance.
yeah, Martin, if you're listening, bud, we hope you're doing all right. How'd you pull up from your crash?
It really sucked in more ways than one because I was actually driving to the airport at 18 to catch my flight to Thailand for my first overseas trip. So I was lying in a hospital bed watching the time tick over that I would have left on a flight, and it sucked.
Made you feel worse.
Oh, I think that was the worst thing of the lot. And look, it was interesting because it was my injuries that I sustained, but I reckon mentally it hurt my parents and those around me more, seeing me go through all that, because they're taking care of you. They're seeing you all messed up when you're in it. You're just like, well, you're in it. I don't know. I didn't take it on board too much, and whatever they said to do to recover, I did. But I think under the surface, it actually did affect my parents quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a twin as well.
Oh.
Yeah. And there was actually a weird twin moment. My sister had a car accident within a K that I did within 2 weeks.
Well, that's terrible.
Yep.
That's not cool.
And random, very random. And I think it was in seeing that and seeing the reactions of my parents, that's when I realised that it actually affected them quite a bit, my accident. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no accident's good
Definitely not.
Nah, no way.
unless you're a baby.
Oh, he's quick.
Slid that in there, didn't you?
Jesus.
Still on the diaper.
Yeah, you missed
No,
the
I
button.
didn't. I'm not going to grace that with a clap.
You're going to have to improve it. And then you'll push the button.
I think that they need to be a bit more quicker.
Probably.
Need a new sound guy. What do we pay you for?
Didn't pay me enough. All right, Beth, what was your first rifle?
My first rifle is the rifle I've still got. It's what I use. It's my Sawyer Classic 100 308. Love it.
Very good.
Yep.
We like a 308, don't we, Josh?
We do, and it is a nice rifle actually. Very nice. Light.
Very light.
What scope do you have on it?
Swaro. I think it's a V5 or a Z5 or something to do with a 5. I can't remember off the top of my head. Ballistic turret.
Yeah, it's a very nice scope too.
How did you arrive at the decision of rifle to purchase?
She didn't win it like easy.
No, lucky. Same rifle. Well done.
Very nice gun.
This will probably surprise you, but I was going hunting with my husband, and when I say going hunting, tagging along. I wasn't raised from a hunting family, and over time I got curious and ended up going hunting with him. But the problem was sometimes he'd go like quite late in the afternoon and I'd stay back at camp, and some of the areas that we were in were quite wild dog sort of area. And it made me nervous sitting back at camp with nothing if there was a group of wild dogs around. So, yeah, I said I want to learn and get a gun just to actually have at camp. It wasn't with the purpose of going out and hunting deer or shooting anything. It was just, other than a wild dog, it was just a protection thing.
Put that on your reason to fucking have a gun license these days. Jesus. Fucking feds. Nino.
Personal protection.
Yeah, but a 308 with an adjustable turret Swaro on it for wild dogs at 10 metres. You go that way, and I'll let you know how I go.
Was that?
Just to clarify,
Just to check in.
that wasn't the first gun that I've used. So the first gun that I used was Baden's, but it wasn't actually mine.
Yep.
So that's what I
that's
learned
fair.
on, and it was not as sweet as my rifle. So, yep.
I've got a question. So, what sparked your interest in? You said going out with your husband. Yeah, you had what sparked your interest? Why?
Curiosity.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have any interest in hunting or seeing an animal get shot. Completely understood why they did what they did, but wasn't interested in seeing it. And slowly over time, with Baden and his dad talking about deer, I got to learn a lot about the different species, what makes them different, what makes them cool, like what they're like. So it started to pique my interest because I love learning. And then Phil, my father-in-law, convinced me to go out with Baden just for one afternoon. He's like, we might not even see a deer, might not even shoot a deer. You know, just go out with him for an afternoon and just see what you think. I was like, oh, all right. But if you're going to shoot something, I'm going to close my eyes and block my ears, because I was like, I don't know. I don't want to see it. I just don't know how I'd feel about it. And we sat up on a bank with a river below us, watching the other side, sun setting, birds tweeting, no reception.
Sounds
And it was
perfect.
really peaceful. We heard two stags fighting, but we didn't see them. We got honked out on our way back out. But I was just like, wow, this was cool. Let's go again. And then that repeated for pretty much every single weekend after that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
that's how I got into it.
How'd you go when you first saw a deer?
I don't think I was that affected by it because I actually don't remember which deer was our first deer that we got when I saw it happen.
Yep.
But I didn't cry or, I know there's a lot of different reactions when you see a deer get shot. No, I know Hainesy's laughing, but it happened. So, I wasn't.
It's emotional.
It is, yeah.
It is emotional when you take an animal's life, but it's more the fact that you've hunted him in his environment and got him, and you appreciate it.
Well, my tummy's hungry, mate.
Oh, and they taste good.
Yeah.
That meat tonight, I can't get over it yet.
That's pretty emotional.
There's plenty more in the fridge.
Bloody hell,
So
I'm hungry.
did you taste deer before you went deer hunting? Is that what got you into it or like what?
Nah, my parents brought me up on Roo.
Because it was cheap in the 90s.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap and easy to get for Dad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so wild game was sort of always in my family, luckily. A little bit of farming too, so yeah, it's just how it was. Just normality, I guess. And then it just became an obsession.
Eat what you kill.
Yeah. We've tried some crazy stuff, actually. I've even tried, probably shouldn't say this, but I call them bush chooks. They're like a little sort of bird that, I don't know if they fly or not, but
Not a quail.
nah, it's like a
Lyrebird.
black. It's like a black little
Magpie.
bird, and it sort of looks like a chook. Tried one of them one day. That was terrible. One dude actually shot himself. that ate it. Yeah, didn't agree with
undercook
him
it,
as
did ya?
well. No, we cooked it. We ate it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just give anything a go.
Oh, you're talking about a water hen.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I've done my waterfowl course as well, so I should probably know what it's called.
I'm with you now, trying to think what black little bird. I know the one.
Yeah.
It looks like a chook.
With an orange beak.
Yeah.
They look like
Yeah.
a little chook.
I just call them bush
Long
chooks.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at a bush chook. We actually thought we saw a bloody chicken in the paddock today.
Legit.
legit.
We thought it was a chicken.
Yeah. There was this stump that looked exactly like a chicken. It had a bird on top. And so a little, what are they called? Finch? I can't remember.
Starling or something, I don't know.
And
Little
its,
wagtail.
its feathers were like up in the air and it looked like, I don't know, it just looked like a chicken.
They're like
We both stopped.
head profile of chook, and then the little feathers look like sort of the neck feathers.
I'm
But it was
curious.
his
How long
tail.
did you spend looking at this chook?
Oh, we're walking towards it. We're like, was that a chicken over there? Like,
No, we both stopped, looked at each other, and yeah, binos came up, and we're like,
Supposed to be looking for deer and looking for chooks.
oh, yeah.
we should probably look a bit closer home for actual chooks. But, so Beth, you're out with your husband. In terms of your overall outdoorsiness, how did you find yourself? In your upbringing, were you outdoors a lot? Were you camping? Were you fishing? Did you have any exposure to hunting at all before your husband? Or
All the outdoorsy things that you listed, bar hunting, was what I was exposed to. And when I say bar hunting, I mean we did, as kids, go out into farmers' paddocks and shoot rabbits.
Yep.
But I wouldn't really classify that as hunting.
A good answer, because most people would say, that's hunting. That's your progression. Most people start shooting rabbits and foxes. And
See, I'd call it shooting because see how you just said shooting rabbits and shooting foxes, right? Whereas when you talk about deer, going after deer, you'll call it hunting deer, right?
Yeah,
Not
'cause
shooting deer. I go out shooting deer. You go, I go out hunting deer.
I'm being schooled tonight. I love this.
Yeah, but is this typically
No,
because
that's
you take
very-
one deer and you take multiple rabbits?
No, it's
is
just because it's like pest control.
Mm.
So in my
called
head,
vomiting.
pest control and shooting, it's pest control.
Yeah.
Hunting is you have a pretty deep appreciation for the animal, the territory that it's in. You put in hard yards. It's typically harder. That's
Yeah.
what I deem as hunting
Yeah.
and something that you're passionate about. Shooting rabbits, you can have a ball doing it, but it wouldn't be something I'd say I'm passionate about.
Good distinction.
Yeah, but the
Good
key
distinction.
word you said there was pest. Deer are
True.
pest. Rabbits are pest.
They are.
Foxes are pest.
Yep. So you can be shooting pests on your land, including deer, but I would call that shooting. I wouldn't necessarily call that hunting. But I mean, look, everyone's different.
Yeah.
I'm not judgmental on that. However you want to do your lingo is your lingo, but that's just how I sort of see it.
It's funny you say that because growing up, and I'm sure Josh, you're the same. You know, you take the 22 out and you go walking around for rabbits, and in your mind, looking back now, it was like this mini stalk. You'd have your area where there was a warren, and you'd sneak up to it, and maybe you wouldn't check the wind, but you know, you'd certainly not silhouette yourself and move slowly, and you'd learn the basic principles that you now utilise when you're hunting deer.
You're saying rabbits are like a gateway to actual hunting?
It's a gateway drug, bro. Definitely is.
How you've described it, though,
Yeah.
that's sounds like a lot more effort or emphasis on the actual shooting of those rabbits than what we did. We literally just drove around in a car and
Oh, there was plenty of that as
spot 'em,
well.
or if you see it, spotlight 'em. Yeah, but
Plenty
like
of
what
that.
you're talking about with shadows and everything, and like you know, really putting in effort and
I started on an air rifle when I was a kid, then went to the 22, and I can relate strongly to what Josh was saying about rabbits because that's all we had back then. And you know, you belly crawling, you're stalking, you shoot, and you're like, yes, trophy rabbit. But with deer, it's the same thing. Even though they're all pests and that, whether you're out harvesting it or hunting it or just going out spotlighting and shooting it, I think hunting's more of a, you know, you're stalking in on it and you're allowing for the wind that's right. You're keeping yourself not silhouetted, and then you take the animal. You know, that's definitely how I like to do my stuff. I know plenty of farmers and people that just like to go out and shoot it, and that's their hunting style. So I think hunting's a style, not so much of a shooting or just a pest management. You know what I mean? So
Because I'd say there's plenty. It's big here in South Australia, spotlighting, either out of necessity or fun or sport or food. It's a very big pastime, and you probably talk to most cockies and they'd be like, yeah, I hunt. And if you went out with them, it'd be spotlighting. That's how they do it. That's their
so you
aim.
talk to most cockies.
Yeah, farmer.
farm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's different
sorry.
lingo to what we've got. I'm like, huh? You talk
That's why,
to birds?
that's
What
why
are
he's
you-
dyslexic. He just talks to
serious?
birds all the time.
He does that as well.
No, but you know that they wouldn't look at it any different, other than they might be controlling vermin. But that's just, and to be honest, it is an aid to hunting, a spotlight and a car. It's a little bit more progressed from how we would typically do it with a pack and walking. You know,
In Victoria, they didn't allow spotlighting, but they do now, don't they?
You cannot spotlight in state forest.
Yeah, but
you can
private-
spotlight on private.
Yeah,
Yep.
but they only just allowed that 12 months ago, wasn't it? Or
I'm not up with
Yeah.
how long ago that was. I'm not sure.
I think that's what you can do. I'm not sure, but I know that you can spotlight private over in Victoria, but you cannot shoot spotlight or anything in private, like in the state forest and the national parks.
Yep.
and that's fair because at night the yippies come out too, mate. So,
Those yippies you got to watch
What is yippee? What?
oh, like you know,
Just crazy.
you have a few
out.
few beers and you get a little bit crazy out on the spotlight.
That's called the disco.
Yeah.
So anyone who's had too much to drink, yippee. Is that what you
Oh,
mean?
yeah, you know, like you go out yippee shooting, yeah, drinking piss and, yeah,
Righto.
and spotlight. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a cocky thing.
We're not all from Melbourne.
No, come on, you didn't get the town right. Try again. Nearly there.
Bairnsdale.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Barnsdale.
Don't
Bloody
you
hell.
dare. No.
Definitely bans out. But, you know, I guess it's down to the individual what their definition is. But I kind of like how you're defining things, where you're drawing the line between hunting and shooting. I think we can identify with that.
We can all relate. That's perfect.
Yeah, hound hunters. No, just kidding. Just kidding, Rossi, if you listen to this, bud.
Have you ever tried that, by the way, hound hunting? Or hunting with hounds?
No, I haven't. We've got a stalking dog, but yeah, haven't been out with hound hunters or seen it happen, tagged along.
What breed is he or she?
He is a wire hair pointer. Yep.
How does he go? How does he go?
Stalking dog.
He is a ripper. He's come out with us and we do it pretty frequently, and, we learn how you teach him, like, what you're after, because they got such a good nose on him. They always want to stalk, so you have to sort of hone in on, like, what you're looking for. So once he knew it was deer, he's great. He's got a happy little body language, but as soon as you get him into the bush, he knows that's game time. He doesn't run around like a dickhead or run around behind you or anything like that. He's in front of you.
Yep.
And he'll walk along and he'll be pretty relaxed until he's on deer. And you'll tell because his tail's sort of slow and then get really tight. And then if the deer is very close, if he can scent it and he knows it's very close, he'll stop. You can almost run into him. And if he thinks he knows exactly where it is, he'll point.
Yep.
And he will, even if it steps out right in front of him, he will not run at it. He will not bark. He will stand as still as, which is great because a lot of the time the deer look at the dog and then you're able to put the rifle up to your shoulder
Of course.
and hearing protection. And then done. Yep.
So
Safety first.
pointing for a dog that is your hunting dog is looking at the deer or his tail.
There's a whole stance that they do, sort of.
Yeah, because I've seen.
You know your dog
you see
so
a few
well. It's
sniff
the
it.
whole body language.
Is it?
Like, when you and I relax and we're kicking back on a chair to when we're like all tight and locked up. It's like that. Like their whole body language changes.
Go rigid.
And you'll watch if they're wind scenting because they'll start to just, their nose will go up from tracking it like along the ground or smelling it in the bush, and they'll start like,
That's what
similar
you
to
did
what
on
deer
that
do
red hunt.
when you're watching deer and they start to scent you and they start to put their nose up and you're like, they start to do that, and you just watch, but he'll get real slow. Like he won't keep up with you when you're walking when he knows they're really close. So yeah,
pretty
and
cool, actually.
the other side of it is after you take the shot, which he gets a fair bit of adrenaline built up in him. Then he'll want to have like a bit of a run after you take the shot. He won't necessarily run in the right direction, but if you get him to where the deer was, he'll track it. Especially if there's blood, he's great at it. And deer can zigzag and run up and sideways and run into a spot you didn't even know that they were. Which what happened with the first deer that Baden took with Harvey and myself. And it's great watching them track. It really is. They're really good at it. So, and he gets so excited because he knows that that's dinner or brekkie, depending on when we're hunting. He always gets a bit of meat. So.
Yeah, well,
Pretty cool.
That really adds another whole dimension to the hunt, I guess.
It does, and another mouth to feed, and poo to pick up.
Oh, jeez.
Like,
Debbie
that
Downer.
means one backstrap or loin chop to the dog.
No,
Not a
no.
backie, no.
Oh, no backstraps.
He can just get a bit of whatever, you
Wing
didn't
it.
chop out or whatever.
I got a dog, and it was the worst decision of my life. No, he's a good dog, but Jesus,
Caleb's all right, mate, in my opinion.
yeah, bark for me.
I'm loyal.
Bark.
Later, guys, later. Jeez.
I haven't got that one on the soundboard, mate. Sorry.
Anyway, what's going on with your dog? Why is your dog...
Oh no, he's just a
He ate it.
he's just he's a good dog. He's a German Shepherd, and he's nice. And I got to admit, I like a dog that can come up to you, want a pat, and then leave you alone. Like not bug you all the time. Having said that, if he knows that you're sort of like, I don't know, feeling sad or some shit, he'd come up and make you smile or some crap. But anyway, he's just an idiot.
He's dumb.
He's
An
just
idiot
an
with
idiot.
what? Like, what is he doing?
If I open in the front door, that's it. I watched him get hit by a car once. He ran out like you'd like half open the door to walk out. He'd push past, and then that's it. He'd just run and run and run and run and run.
And not really look where he's going or
Nah.
what's happening around him.
Sounds like
Just-
poor training to me.
I chased him down a main road, and he was like running down this main road in Adelaide for like a couple of Ks. It was only because this lady pulled over and said, like, she realised what I was doing, and she's like, "Get in," and she like cut him off, and we managed to catch him. But
Why is he running away from you so hard? That's my question.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He just gets excited. But I took him to dog school, and he's quite violent with other dogs and some people. So I muzzled him, and I remember rocking up my very first day. He's just carrying on, and anyway, we've gone out into the group, and the instructor's like, "Oh, we don't allow muzzles here. Take it off." And I'm like, "Oh, your funeral, bud." Took it off. My dog went ape shit and just Like I remember this like golden retriever, like he just grabbed it around the neck and shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, fucking hell.
What, the trainer?
No,
The dog.
dog.
But he's basically asked me to put the muzzle back on, and he's that like just he will consistently bark. That I was also asked to like stand 20 meters off the side with the dog because he would just not settle.
How old was he when you were doing that? Like,
So I tried a number of years. So I tried at a year. So it was odd. There was a litter. Caleb's ex-wife's sister
My ex-sister-in-law.
had a shepherd, and I wanted one of their litters. One out of the litter, the litter.
Champion German bloodline. Like
Yeah.
the dog was worth like 30 grand or something.
Yeah,
Ew.
yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. And anyway, they kept one aside for me, and I went overseas to Afghan and came back 6 months later. And so I got him at about a year.
because puppy school is so important for other dogs to know that other dogs are not a threat.
But this
That other
is
dogs are
from
okay,
like
so important.
a legitimate breeder. So like even though there was that year, I'm sure there was some form of training that he had within that year. Like I have no doubt it came from quite a prestigious
Yeah, yeah.
kennel. Yeah. Anyway, I went back a couple of years later and tried again. That didn't work, and went back a few years later, and that still didn't work. Still the same drama pretty much every time. And the last time I actually took him out, I'll take him for runs, but the last time I'd take him away with me, so I took him down to Victor Harbour in South Australia, and I'm walking along one of the jetties, and there was another dog that had came past, and he just went it, and I like just picked him up and just like had him pretty much like half in the air, and I just had to wait till the owner came and dealt with his other dog. And I'm like, nah, after that, you're done, mate. Put him back in the back of the ute, and I said, oh, lock the ute up. And I was like, nah, I'm going to have my holiday. You can stay in there and think about what you've done. Because it was terrible.
See, I don't.
Yeah.
So
It's not a human.
I'll explain. No, I'll explain. So our wire hair pointer is similar to that.
Yeah.
So because we stuffed up, we didn't take him to puppy school when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees other dogs as a threat. So then his behaviour is protect mum and dad at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
And he does not like any other dog. And it does worry me, his behaviour, because if they came in threateningly and fired up at him when he was firing up, I reckon he could kill someone else's dog. So, and that is purely from our mistake not taking him to puppy school when he's young. I know how to teach a dog how to sit, how to stay, how to come, how to high five, how to do whatever you need, right? But teaching them that other dogs are not a threat. I feel like you can't learn that as a pup until you're around other pups.
Yeah, you've got to
And
be
you
socialised.
do proper behaviour, like, you know, with your instructor, they'll see when a dog's getting too aggressive and trying to get around the neck of another dog and be like, nope. So you teach them pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll never not do that with a dog while it's young again.
Do you?
Because it's just too hard to have them off a lead or to watch them all the
Oh,
time.
100%.
So
Does your dog weirdly get along with some dogs though? Like one saying every 600,000.
if it's a female
Yeah.
and its natural default is to be not dominant, whatever the other submissive, that's
Yeah.
it, yep. Then there's a higher chance that he'll be okay with it. But I'm watching every single move when he's meeting that dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Each time that he meets him to begin with. And then after that he's fine.
Yeah.
Like my mum's dog, female, really submissive, happy days. They play together, they run together, they roll together, they
Yeah.
boof into each other.
Yep.
It's fine. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like I know that your dog looks like a dickhead, or like you're like, oh, why would you do that, mate? But like I feel like your dog genuinely thinks he's protecting you and doing the right thing by you. So I think if you did discipline him with that or something like that, he might not understand, or just because I
Yeah,
know
I
Harvey
get
wouldn't.
that.
If I flogged him after he beat another dog up, like I don't think he would get it either.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I do. But it's frustrating because
Yep.
you stuck with him for like
Yes.
12 years.
I'm in the
never
same
getting
boat,
a
don't
dog.
worry. Great hunting dog, but yeah, jeez.
He is a complete spud though. Like
Yeah. Oh, look,
Josh or the dog?
both.
they say that dogs
father
are
Really
really
like-
quick,
quick.
Hainesy.
like
You've
I
been
am.
really quick tonight.
Got a quick draw over there. Bloody hell.
No, he's probably said it the wrong way, but he's definitely a beautiful dog and he's friendly to me. He's just does my head in. Nah, never buy a dog again.
Oh,
Just don't do it. Don't
Wow,
do it.
that's morbid.
Yeah.
not the best experience for you, Josh.
After all that, you would never buy another one.
Nah, I don't reckon, man.
Getting into that story.
Not
man.
even with seeing other people and other people's dogs and all that stuff. And
Oh, well, at the same time, no one could replace Bear. But, nah, stuff that.
enough.
It's
Each
put
to their
it's
own.
put that much of like a bad taste in my mouth. It's just sort of like, I just wouldn't do it again. I think it would take a lot for me to do it again. And the thought of having a dog is great. And you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's buy a pup. And then you get to a point you're like, wait a second. Once bit.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah. You're like, nah. That's just the way it is.
no, it's fair enough. Each to their own. I don't want a cat, so, I don't know, whatever pet you like is what you like.
Yeah, cats, no.
Cats and dogs don't mix.
Yep.
They actually, some do.
Some do.
do.
I've seen
that
cats
was a
and dogs.
cartoon called Cat Dog.
Yeah. So I got the theme song in my head.
Not coexist in the same body.
Cat dog, cat dog.
That's the one. That's the
one. Alone in the world with a little cat dog.
That's the one.
Oh, my God.
Someone was
Tunes,
paid
mate. I like
oodles of
tunes.
money to make that stupid tune.
Oh, it'll stay in your head. It'll be in my head tonight when I'm trying to fall asleep tonight. I'll do your best. I won't be thinking about you. It'll be bloody cat dog. Thanks, Hainesy.
We'll see one tomorrow. Cat Dog.
Oh, far out. Well, how about we move from dogs to deer and talk a little bit about your gig with Wild Deer Mag? How did that come about?
Through social media. Yeah. So I got into, I guess, Instagram, and there's such a great hunting community on Instagram. I can't stress that enough. Like, there is such good supporters and good people in there, and like, not only supporters, but they'll teach you things along the way, and not doing it in an arrogant way or like, oh, you're a beginner and you don't know. Like, they'll actually teach you and help you, and I did a bit on Instagram, and then Penny from Wild Deer at the time saw my social media and liked what she saw, liked the interactions that I had. I think I wrote in 2 or 3 articles for the mag at that point in time, and mentioned it to Dan. She needed extra help. She had quite a lot going on with different responsibilities in the magazine, and just wanted someone to handle social media, meaning Facebook, Instagram, writing back comments, liking posts, chasing stories, that kind of thing.
Yep. What's Dan's role for those who don't know?
So Daniel Burke, he made the Wild Deer magazine, started it, and he's now the publisher. So he's still the owner of the magazine. So he's my boss. Yep. So not long after that, Dan met me in Bensdale, and we had a cuppa and caught up, and had a yak, and he said, "Yep, you've got the gig," and handed me about $1,000 worth of Swazi gear, and I was like, "You beauty, sweet, a little bit extra income on the side,
Way you go.
free gear,
Yeah.
good Deer magazine," and here goes. So,
Perfect.
and then it grew from there.
Has that opened up other opportunities? Obviously, that's quite a big thing, and you get to meet quite a few cool people.
I kind of came on right in COVID, so the opportunities to meet new people has been harder.
Yeah.
I haven't met that guy yet.
Dan,
COVID.
you really want that button to be pushed, don't you? You're just reaching for it, you just can't quite get there.
He's a bit slow. He's thinking it's
No, you haven't
earn
earned
it,
that clap,
yeah.
mate. You haven't earned it.
That wasn't quite there.
No, COVID stuffed a fair few things up, I think,
Yep.
for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
How did you find that, like with work and then your editing side of things? How did that exist? Like, what did that look like for you? Were you just at home all the time, or?
No, I was lucky because I work full time at the factory, and we make basically salads for across Australia, really. Yeah, food manufacturing does not stop. Does not matter what's happening with COVID or how bad it is. It just keeps
essential.
going. So yeah, essential workers work was normal. Luckily, because I started with Wild Deer Mag, and I'm a field editor as well. That gave me basis to still hunt during COVID because I
really?
worked for a magazine, and magazines were deemed as essential because people in COVID need something to read and something to keep them occupied. So magazines were still
Wow,
running,
there you
newspapers
go.
were still running.
Ching chang.
So I was still able to go out and hunt and write stories for the magazine test gear,
cool.
keep it going.
Sweet.
So I was one of the lucky ones, and yeah, the people in Melbourne, in Vic, just suffered. I really felt for them. I was very glad not to be living in a city when COVID hit, and very glad to be an essential worker. I think I'd just go crazy sitting at home. I really would.
100%. Can definitely identify with that. I mean, even when COVID started, I was still an essential worker as such because I was in packaging, which obviously you need to package your food. So I was still an essential worker, but being in sales, I didn't really have to go into the factory every day sort of thing. So I did spend a lot of time at home, and you just go absolutely mental in your own four walls of your house. And there's no sort of work-life separation. I don't know how people can work from home, to be honest, because you get up in the morning. Yeah, all right, you can wear your trackies to work, but you're doing work at home. And I liked having that separation of getting up, going to a job, and then coming home and switching off. So
I'll clarify, there was a time where everyone in the office had to get split up, and we quite a few of us had to work from home. So I did have a span where I was working from home, but it was nothing compared to what everyone else. And it was small enough that I really enjoyed being in trackies and being able to get myself endless cuppers or whatever. And,
it's good fun. It's good
watch
fun
TV in my lunch break, and just
for about 2 weeks is good, and then you get into Tiger King, and that was pretty good for a while. And after that phase,
Jesus.
the rest of COVID was just terrible.
Yeah.
So, what you telling me you didn't watch Tiger King, Josh?
Oh, I think I watched like 30 seconds of it, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, but you couldn't get through Adam Project and you fell asleep. So
Yeah.
level of what you can watch is not great at this point.
Something we discuss on this podcast ad nauseum is Josh's need for instant gratification. So if something amazing doesn't happen in the first 30 seconds of a movie, no.
Why would you make a movie that doesn't captivate you within 30 seconds to keep you watching it? That's just some dumb shit.
I'm trying to rack my brain and think what the hell has happened in 30 seconds in movies that I've watched at the start. Like, what movies are your favourite based on this 30 seconds of glory? Like, what's going on in there? What's your favourites? Like,
Well, all right,
don't you start going down that path, Hainesy. I can see you inside that you just can't help yourself.
I was picturing the stars go over and the lion roar.
It's not enough to hook you in, mate.
Anyway, Josh.
No, I think I've got. It's weird because I do have some exceptions to the rule. Game of Thrones, the first season was terrible. It was like, why am I going to watch it again? And then the second season, it's just like, nah, yeah, you're done. And 30 seconds in the second season, you're like, yeah, it's down your alley. But movies, I don't know. You've got all your throwaway ones like Lone Survivor, American Sniper, comedies like Step Brothers. My God, that shit is funny. This wedding is horse shit. Yeah, fucking oath, that shit is funny. 30 seconds, that's all you need. Yeah.
I'm leaving that alone.
Please be quick about this. Oh no, that was shut up.
I don't think it's ever been requested. Oh dear. Anyway, well, back to deer. Wow. So, you're lucky you were able to get out for a hunt during COVID lockdowns. So, where'd you go? What was hunting during COVID for you? Was it good because there was no one else around? Did they actually open up?
There was way less traffic.
Yeah.
But you know,
Less
when you're
pressure on the
hunting
deer?
regularly, you know where your spots are that you really like. And you know other spots that you've thought about, but it's whether or not you're motivated to go and check them out and put in the hard yards and work out if that's what you want. It really just was like hunting as normal.
Okay.
It wasn't different for us. You still got your favourites. It was just take a magazine with you, because then if you're at a reception and you get pulled over by a cop or whatever, or you're at a bakery or I don't know, just whatever, then you can show that you've got proof of being able to legally be out there, because you don't want to put any of your firearms or anything else at risk. So
I was going to ask you, did you get pulled over at all?
no, never got pulled over, never got questioned.
Yeah.
But always had myself covered, so no sweat, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah, no, that's good for you, but yeah, there was a lot of people that certainly got locked down, didn't they? And what's the deal, just quickly, with SHOT Show, Deer Expo getting moved again?
So Dan, the wild deer boss Dan, sold the rights to the expo to a group that have the rights to host, I think it's 3 expos, something like that off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. So it's up to them when they do it.
Oh.
So it's up to them if they postpone it, when they run it. Yeah, so it's actually not within the wild deer group at this point.
Oh.
So.
That wasn't trying to be rude or anything. I was just like sitting there thinking, wait a second, the Deer Expo's been moved again, but like everything's sort of like flexing out. It was like, is it because of COVID, the last one? But
I don't know what restraints they had on the number of people you can have in a certain area
Yeah.
for a certain period of time, whether that be outdoors or indoors, which heavily weather affects everything. Like you got pretty expensive equipment. You know, I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm assuming and giving them the benefit of the doubt that that's what was going on.
Well, it costs quite a lot of money to exhibit there. So if there's not the foot traffic through the exhibits, then it's not going to be worth however much you're outlaying to exhibit there. You're not going to sell as much stuff.
yeah, but they're allowed 50,000 at a footy stadium.
in certain states, mate.
Yeah.
It's the it was the indoor number that was the problem.
Exactly.
Could they have just moved it south? Like, fuck, South Australia.
South, move it south.
Yeah, but because the footy's outside,
Yeah, but half the Deer Expo's outside.
it was inside.
Oh, what?
Or just move it
Majority of the
outside.
Can't be outside, man.
Move it outside.
Starts raining.
Yeah.
Do you know that
Marquees.
outdoors is when there's no roof over the top of your head?
Marquees, mate. Just go get some King's marquees, put them up. You're good.
They blow away, mate.
Pick them
You can
down.
always put the suggestion out there and just see if they listen. I don't know. Whatever.
Outdoor Deer Expo.
Josh will run it
Done.
this year.
$1 million idea.
Hey, if it works, it works.
You make a buck or two. out
At
of it.
least it'll actually go on.
No, yeah, it was.
No,
Yeah.
like, that's what I mean. It won't keep getting postponed, will it, if we did that?
Yeah.
But
I was looking forward to it, actually. And I saw the,
We were looking forward to it.
yeah, we were.
We all
I
were.
think
We all
collectively
were,
everyone
yeah.
at this table was looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's
so-
true.
We were pumped for that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. It'll go ahead
Very good.
one day.
Beth, is there a favourite article that's been published in your time with Wild Deer Mag?
Yeah, you've got to say one person. You're kind of limited here.
It's not about the pictures. Sometimes it's about the articles as well.
No one reads that shit, mate.
Jesus.
Everyone remembers the pictures.
Yeah, but that-
So I recently got to help pick the 2021 winners for Outstanding Stories. And there was a couple of great stories that I really liked. One stood out, which this bloke had absolutely horrid time out there. He burnt his boots, or he just had several things go wrong that most people would go, I'm going to pack it in. But he didn't. And he
through.
persevered and pushed through, backpacking with mates, but in pretty hard country. Kept going. Got the most ripper stag. And so he damn should. If he pushed through all of those things that went wrong, that made me laugh. Like, I laughed so much and nearly cried reading this article. Like, you poor bloke. Like, you were going through shit. And he came out with this great stag, and, like, boy, he earned it. So I really enjoyed that one, because I think it's really important to share the mistakes that you make, because then other people can learn from it. But also, we all make mistakes. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. There's always something that you're like, God, why did I do that? Or what was I thinking? Or just, where are you going now, Hainesy?
Looking at Josh, he's laughing.
Nah.
He's perfect.
But yeah, exactly, mate.
Yep.
It's good when it's hard though, and you've earned it, because it's that cold can of Coke at the end of the day tastes better. So yeah, your reward.
You're going to appreciate it and remember that for the rest of your life,
yeah,
aren't you?
yeah, and no one tells
Coke
stories
or
about
the-
easy shit.
Mate, keep working. You'll get that button eventually. Yeah, nice. Now, Beth, something we ask all, I guess, is do you have a dream hunting location and or species that you would like to achieve?
I feel like this is an interesting one, because I asked you boys that in the car earlier. Well, partially. The second half of the question.
True.
Ideal hunting area. Ideal hunting area, negative, because I've hunted on the surf beach, loved it. Hunted in the mountains, loved it. Hunting out here in really flat, open South Australian country.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
with
we're
like,
saying flat. Let's take you like let's take you north, and you'll be like, oh, it's a desert.
Hang on, I said I'm hunting in flat territory. Like, so right now where I've been, it's pretty
Yeah,
flat,
okay, yeah,
but yep. And I enjoy the diverse landscape that deer live in because it just gives you more appreciation for it. And different skills, I guess, in different areas that you're in. So I don't really have a key area that I would deem for that.
What about country? We can go for an international hunt.
Haven't been. So
I don't mean you and I mean just
No, but as in like I haven't been overseas to hunt. So I wouldn't there's some incredible creatures and incredible hunting. I like hunting and creatures and there's a lot of enjoyment that you could get from doing those sort of experiences. But until I do them, I wouldn't know. I know when you see it, it looks amazing, but is that more amazing than other one that you're seeing? Like, I don't know. I have to find out. And as far as a species that I love the most at the moment of the ones that I've hunted, I like fellow the most because of their diverse coats. I really like how different they can be from like pure white to pure black and everything in between.
Yeah, wow. We're going
And
real
I like
specific.
So,
Favorite species, deer, and then fallow.
yeah.
Just to even narrow it down even more. I like it.
Yep.
Cool.
I like where you're getting with the fellow and the coats. There's a jet black one out here at the moment that someone passed up and
I'm regretting it, all
Caleb
right?
is cringing over
I
here
am. I'm
pretty
regretting
hardcore
it.
right
I
now.
should have shot it.
yeah. If you don't and you see it again and you don't shoot it, you're gonna cop my rifle butt in your shoulder.
If I see it again, it's going down. Don't worry.
Oh, this thing was just handsome. Absolutely. Ruggedly handsome. Black, shimmering coat.
So hang on.
Oh,
Why didn't you shoot it then? You're talking about shoving him with a rifle butt.
Yeah.
Like what? Like why?
because I'm a mate.
But he said no. So didn't you go yes?
Do you know?
No, I didn't want to blow his stalk.
I'm seeing a lot of blame here, and I think you had an opportunity.
Glad you finished that
Easily
sentence.
could have done it.
I didn't want to blow his stalk.
Okay.
That's actually a fair point. Is you could have
Yeah, look,
forward
and
and
I'm
shot
regretting that now.
Maybe he just wants to give you more shit.
exactly.
Truth is, we could have shot it the day before.
Yeah,
But we sat there and watched it for 20 minutes.
yeah.
So
All three of you.
No, just me and Josh.
Oh, okay.
He came down later.
All right, so I'll pass it up once. You pass it up twice. So who's the bigger criminal here?
Yeah, because once again, we were
Wasn't
both thinking
wasn't our
about.
hunt.
Yeah, we were both thinking about you.
Well, I'm touched.
Yeah.
We're selfless.
Thank you.
Where'd you get touched?
Right in the feels. It's
He
actually
was next to me, so was that you touching me or me touching you?
I don't know.
Touching me, touching you.
Oh no, Josh's playlist. Oh god.
That is something, if anyone's ever been out hunting with Hainesy, the playlist in the car is an eclectic mix of mostly hard trance.
We're in Bread Square, mate, ripping it up. Woo!
Oh, no one's sleepy on a hunt with me.
No one's safe either, apparently.
We're not instilling very much confidence into Beth right now. She's got to
Yeah, I
survive.
just moved my chair back. Just
Very good. Well, how did you find yourself down here? Fortunately for us, and able to do the podcast with us. But how did you find yourself down here with Hainesy? Was this an Instagram connection?
This was an Instagram connection. Yep. Yeah. We started talking through Instagram way back.
Wild
And-
deer.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, Josh said, I got some private access in South Australia, you should come. And at that point in time, I wasn't able to get to South Australia. But then when an opportunity came up, I'd just been hunting on another farmer's property in South Australia. So when that opportunity came up, I reached out to Josh as well and said, hey, I'm coming to South Australia and, you know, if you still got access and you still want a hunting buddy, do you care if I come over and see you and go for a hunt? And came here.
Perfect. And met.
And Josh is like, yeah.
Are you regretting it? That's the biggest question.
How do I look all three in the eyes and tell you
She said she wants to die young.
oh, man, you're gonna get in big trouble tonight,
That was
ain't
a
you?
joke. That was a joke.
But that is the beautiful thing about social media. You can connect with people all over the country, all over the world. So Certainly a lot of our connections we've made with people have been through Instagram and social media. So it is a good thing in terms of the hunting community. How do you feel about that and sort of changing people's perception of what a hunter is? We did speak about this a bit earlier on today. Where do you think we're at as hunters out there in the community and our perception?
So where do I think hunters are at with the community perception?
Yep, sorry, that's probably a better way of
Yep.
wording what I was
there
trying to get
a
out of
few
my mouth.
questions in there, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, no, very good. You are an editor, so fair enough.
In the hunting community. No, in the community in general, yeah, not the hunting
Yeah,
community.
yeah. In the community, how do you think the community at large perceives hunters? Where are we at?
In our area, I don't think they perceive them as a bad thing necessarily. I also think there's a huge lack of understanding in the general community of what hunters are doing, why they're doing what they're doing, what it means as far as our environment goes. I think there's a lot of lack of understanding and probably lack of care of understanding, to be completely honest, and a bit of judging because there's that lack of understanding and just a general perception of, I guess sometimes there's a general perception of rednecks drinking beer, just shooting deer and just not necessarily going.
Put the beers away, boys. But no, yeah, I know. Well, I know what you mean though. There is a bit of a stigma with hunters that, you know.
When I say drinking beer, shooting deer, I mean like from a car, like drinking beer and
Yeah.
paddock and trying to shoot deer. Like,
Not responsibly. No. Drinking beer or hunting, which is actually just shooting.
I think, there's definitely a since Steve Ranella has sort of like pushed meat eaters out there and things like that, it's like almost this flow-on effect in Australia, and people are just have suddenly realised the commodity of deer meat and you know, harvesting wild animals and things like that is getting quite large quite quick, which is good. It's good because it changes people's perception on hunters. We've just got to continue doing that in the right way.
I mean, all jokes aside, like we're enjoying a bevy together now, but come 5:36 in the morning, we'll madly try and wake ourselves up, have a coffee and get out there. Like it's very different. Like most people wouldn't put themselves through that. Like the hardship of an early morning walking around in the freezing cold.
Just comes back to that saying, the majority wreck it for the minority. Is that right? Or
Other
the
way
other
around.
way around.
The minority will
Oh,
wreck it for the majority.
dyslexic, told you.
Yeah.
Flip it, reverse it,
Yeah.
done.
But you know
I
what
agree,
mean?
but I also think like, because I know I was in that boat because I wasn't raised around hunting. Like I genuinely did think people who hunt deer literally just walk into a bush and shoot a deer. And I didn't think much other than that. Like it wasn't how hard it is or how good the animal is or how difficult the hunting, you know, shooting technique and gear you're using and no clue.
It's definitely no walk in the park.
No.
Yeah. But that's what makes it good and special. And I've had a couple hunts now with Josh that are so memorable, it is not funny. Like just some crazy shit has happened during them. And it's been hard. It's been tough. There's been days previously where we've seen nothing or got nothing, and then suddenly nature's just gone, we're going to put on a show and you're going to love it. And it's like, yeah, cool. And everything works out. Yep.
I think if it was really easy, we wouldn't do it.
Definitely.
I don't really think we would.
No.
Because
People
things that are
don't,
hard
'cause there's
make you work
McDonald's.
at it.
Yeah.
People ask me, why do you hunt so much? Well, every hunt's different. You might walk 50 Ks, you might walk 15 Ks, you might see 10 deer, you might see 50.
Kill 2 people. Sorry. I'll keep on going with that joke as long as I can, mate.
Yeah, but you might harvest a meat animal, you might shoot a beautiful trophy, or you witness a mate shoot his first deer. And for me, it's just been out there and the unknown of what's going to happen on that hunt. So that to me is my hunting.
I'm just going to slide this in that you actually are very lucky because when you were listing off what you would normally see in a morning, like 5 deer or plus, there's been plenty of hunts that I've been on and have not seen a deer. And I think that's a lot of deer hunters as well. It is not easy. And even if you have great spots, if you have great technique, if you know, the wind direction's right, if the temperature's right, whatever it is that you do, does not guarantee that you'll see a deer, let alone get a chance.
Yeah, I've
at a
done a
shot.
lot of blind stalks.
Yeah, that is
Heaps.
that's hunting though.
definitely.
There's no guarantee.
I think if hunting was easy, you wouldn't do it. Well, I wouldn't do it.
I don't know, meat tastes pretty good, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah. I went to Vic 10 times in a year actually, and I saw a deer once. One trip. Yeah. 10 out of 10 times, it was terrible. Yeah, shot a pig.
But that
10
one
times.
deer that you might see might be a ripper. That's the thing, especially if you're in sambar deer territory and you're looking for a big stag. That is
Yeah.
frequent.
To clarify that though a bit, like that was completely flying blind, like hitting state forest
New area. Yeah.
Scoping out new spots. That's
without-
the hardest yet.
exactly. That's all we were doing because I was probably there for a few of those. Just scoping out areas we had no idea about and no recommendation from anyone else. We literally just got on Google Earth and went, "This looks all right. Let's check it out."
Then enlarge them, print them off. What is it called when you contact them?
Laminate.
Laminate, that's it. Laminated them and, yeah, just hope for the best.
Word of the day.
Mate,
laminate.
Whiteboard mark and a mark on.
My brain's not working right now.
Exactly what we.
Yeah. No, don't write it. I need audible, but I can't hear, right? Dyslexic and, yeah, sorry.
Makes two of us.
No, having a look on Google Maps and like the satellite version, that's what we do a lot. If
Yeah.
we're looking at where we are, whether we think it's good deer territory across the hill or the mountain or whatever it might be, great idea.
Yeah. It gives you a good sort of like helping hand to get into it, that's for sure. But it's not the be all and end all. We've had Google Earth and had a few spots before where it's been like clear or water or pasture, and you get there and you're like, yeah, there's nothing here. Yeah.
But that's the thing, because some of our hunting spots we've scoped out, we see nothing on the first trip. We always make ourselves go back, because you can't judge a spot off just one trip.
Yeah,
There's
that's
always
true.
going to be that fluke day where they're not there.
Yeah.
Always.
And the season might change,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, that's true.
as well.
Yeah.
True.
You know, stuff dries out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Deer chase that sweet pick, so if there's a bit of moisture coming in, they'll come back to that area.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this could be. Seeing as we're talking about little tips and tricks, this might be a good way of getting an answer for question 7, which is the best piece of advice you've been given. Let's be specific. What's the best piece of advice for hunting you've been given? A tip you've been given for your hunting to improve that.
Don't rush the shot.
So
there's been a lot of times where I haven't pulled the trigger because I was not in a comfortable position enough to know that I was going to make a good shot, or if you're feeling really pressured to make the shot, you're going to be more jerky and you're probably going to hit the deer in a spot that you don't want to be hitting it. So it's not going to be a kill shot.
Yep.
So especially when you're learning, I think it's really important.
Yeah, don't rush
If you
it.
can,
Yeah.
don't rush it.
For sure.
There's been times where I've had too much adrenaline and my gun is waving around like a flag, and I just was, no, not today. Yes, yeah, yep, buck fever, whatever you call it. Yep, no. And I've put the gun down
Yeah.
and watched the deer walk off or feed along.
Yep. Well, at the end of the day, it's about being ethical as well. So you want to make that clean kill shot. So if you're waving around, like you said, a flag, you don't want to be taking that shot. So good advice for anyone else out there as well.
But I think that's a disadvantage in a way of how I've got into hunting, because I've got into hunting at this stage of life. So I think a lot of people, when they're raised on farms and, you know, in a hunting background, you generally started as kids with rabbits, and that, you know, you do a lot more off the shoulder shot, or a lot quick shots, or rushed shots, I guess. So you're a lot better off the shoulder and a lot better off the knee, or a lot better with a deer on the move at taking those shots.
True.
Whereas I haven't had that. And because I have such an appreciation for deer, I really don't want to take that shot if I think it's not going to be a good shot.
Yep.
So I kind of, and I've been aware of this and looked at like how I'm hunting and things that I want to improve on. And I almost want to take a step back and go and hunt or shoot rabbits for the sake of learning how to shoot on the move and learning where to put your rifle in front of that target that's moving to be able to get an accurate shot so that I can take that shot at deer as they're on the move.
Another good thing for that too, Beth, is clay target shooting. That'll teach you the same thing, how to swing a rifle, a shotgun, but
Yeah.
and being one of those kids that learnt to swing a rifle and shoot a rabbit or whatever on the run, and that as a young kid growing up on a farm, it comes down to distance too. You don't want to take a too long a shot out on the run with a rifle because you don't want to wound it either. So it comes, if it's in its zone, like distance where you know you can take that animal and humanely kill it, you take the shot, otherwise you wouldn't do it. Even though you know you probably could, but it's a risk. So
Good advice.
But yeah,
I wouldn't have thought about clay target shooting at this point. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, even if you just go down to the club and give it a go. Like these guys here got me into it and I love it.
Certainly helps. There's no doubt about that. It's very instinctual shooting. So you learn a lot about your eyes. You learn a lot about your body movement and your fluidity, and that all helps in offhand shooting. Definitely.
For sure. Well, we've all got to be up early in the morning. What do you reckon? Should we wrap this puppy up?
Yeah, man. I've got to take a leak like a champ.
Thanks for sharing,
Good share.
Josh.
Yeah.
Just go, mate. I did.
I don't think anyone needed to know that, mate. All right.
right.
Now, Beth, if anyone wants to check out what you're up to on Instagram, how can they do that?
Just have a look for Beth Nicholls or Wild Deer.
Easy one. Yeah, and
Put
if
up a
they,
few posts,
I was
so-
going to ask as well, if they want to get a copy of Wild Deer Mag, where's the best place to do that?
Support your local hunting shop. Most hunting shops will sell wild deer, but you can also get it off the website.
Yep.
You can get a subscription off there or a one-time purchase and see the magazine and see what you think.
Beautiful.
Yeah, or newsagents as well. So
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks, Beth, for coming on the podcast. We're sitting in a shearer's quarters on location. It's great. I mean, I've enjoyed this one. So thanks, Hayne.
It's around the campfire, but Camp Mum wouldn't let us have it around the fire because he's like, who'll wreck the mics? So, all right, everyone, we've done it in a yeah.
That's what Mum does, mate. It's always sensible.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's
what? Though? There's a
terrible.
campfire 10 metres from where we're sitting, so it still counts, all right?
No, it doesn't. No.
Look at
One
that.
day we will have it around the fire.
I think you guys need some more time to hash this out.
All right, well, we'll go argue, but I think we should all get to bed and then get up early in the morning.
All right, dude and dudettes, that's it for Send It Mate podcast. We will catch you next time.
We will. Thanks, Beth.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Hainesy, for stepping in.
Thanks, bud. You did a better job. What? Ryan won't never listen to this, so that's fine. G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses high caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.